So this is the Supermates page, and it's got a couple things that, a couple issues. Specifically, it was mentioned that there should be a background image up here with the title of the page showing up here, followed by the text here. Easier to show in video than it is to try and do a bunch of screenshots with 20 different steps. So I'm going to go into edit the page, and in your message you mentioned that you can see that there's something here in the visual builder. I want to point out what you're seeing and what it means. So there is this section up here for the full width header, but you'll notice it's kind of grayed out. That means it's been purposefully hidden, maybe by accident, maybe on purpose, but an action was taken, it was hidden, and then someone would have to have updated the pages. It is possible to browse the revisions over here, and there's a revision from a day ago, and a few other revisions in here. It is possible to roll back to these revisions, and one of the things that happens is with the visual builder, we don't see the visual builder thing, so there's a lot of code that's running the visual builder here, but we can see that there were changes made, and I'm not sure if I can spot in the code quickly where that thing was turned off, but it doesn't really matter. I'm going to show you how to turn it back on. That's just pointing out that there are revisions, and if there's ever a mistake or something, unintended consequence that comes up from an action, you can roll back. So in here, this is grayed out. The things that are full color, those are not grayed out, or those are live. People can see that, and they cannot see this. Two ways to change this. One, if we click on this gear icon and we go to the Advanced tab, expand visibility, we can see that this is currently turned off on all of these devices. You can turn it off on a computer, a tablet like an iPad, or any phones, or there might be circumstances where you want one header to show up on a computer and different headers to show up on a phone or a tablet. So I'm going to turn them all on there. Now, that change doesn't take place until we update the whole page. So there's the builders changes, and then there's the WordPress changes. We have to finalize this in WordPress. And it looks like, I'll point out, I'm going to make these changes, but there's, I believe, Heidi, you may have this open in a tab on your computer already. And WordPress will auto-update any changes that it perceives. So if you come in 2 hours from now, and you have that browser tab open and you click over to it and then leave it open for at least a minute, WordPress might save that as a change, as an update, and overwrite what I'm doing right now. So you may have to do this again. I'm going to hit View Page, and we now see the background items in here. Now, I want to point out a couple other things. Here, this says Supermates, but in an old version, this was apparently called Best Mates, and our page still has that old title up here. If we want to make that match, we can do that such that if you want to edit it in one place, it can. So right now, we have to go in and manually change it to Super Mates anytime we want to change that title. It would be wise to keep these updated together, and there's an old link in here too. You don't need caps in here. Google does not understand caps when it comes to links. No browsers do in general either. So I'm going to change that link for a one-time thing. I'm going to make the title of the page match what our content on the page says. And to make this easier in the future, so that we don't have to go around changing this, I'm going to dynamically connect this header that shows up with, oops, not the site title, we want, my doorbell's ringing. We want the page or archive title. And update our WordPress changes again. Looks like I need to get that. I'm going to pause this real quick. Okay, so our work is saved, and we're going to check it now. Just going to view the page, and we have that done. Formatting suggestion. Everything is centered on this page except this sort of subtitle that explains it. I would center this as a recommendation, maybe even move those 2 lines up here. It's a little redundant, and up here the picture is a great combination. It definitely gets the point across a little bit, but I think some of these words, if they were added to that title area, might help people get it a lot faster. We want people to get things at a glance. If they have to work for it, scroll, read, scroll and read, scroll and read, scroll and read some more, then it slows things down. And we do have space for some of that text here. It could be, that second line could go in the subtitle. There's a possibility. I'm going to view that real quick just to see what it looks like. That subtitle has not yet been formatted, so we would need to do that. And I believe subtitle shows up here, and it's a little light. Let's make it semi-bold and bump up the subtitle text size a little bit. And sometimes when we have white, I want to make sure it's got some shadow on it. It helps those white letters on an image background stand out. Sometimes we even change where the shadow goes and how blurry it is. I'll make it just a little stronger. Okay, so just an example. I'm not going to leave that change there. That's something to consider. Just an example. I will leave the formatting changes in there, but leave that as it is. Hit save, and this quick little video is done.